All right.
Cool.
Let's see. Notes, water. All right.
Wait, I don't.
Get it all. Get it all.
Like.
Get them all.
Get them all out. Like. All right, cool.
All right.
I say bro too much. All right,
All
go
right. And three, two,
ahead.
and go.
I saw myself in the mirror with a sad look. Then I saw him run screaming. It smiled back at me.
Hey guys, thank you for joining Anime Me Podcast. It's me once again, Joe Angel, with my co-host Salvador, and we are here to continue on our spooky quest for the month of October, guys. Ooh,
Ooh.
spooky. Man, it's crazy that it's already October this year.
I know, it's wild, man. And you know what? I'm all about it. I think this might be my favorite
Same.
season, honestly. Like more than Thanksgiving, more than Christmas. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's
Hey,
just the candy. I like candy and I like
I
scary
don't know. I
movies.
think I think I would put I think in my list it would go Halloween, Christmas,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving. Saint
St.
Oh, I thought you were
Patrick's
gonna say
Day.
St. Patrick's Day. St.
That's
Patrick's
probably like
Day.
towards the bottom of the list.
Yeah. I can't
I
even
don't
tell you
know.
what day that
I
is.
just know when stuff starts getting more greener, I was like, all right, it's almost St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, this week on this episode, we are going to be covering Parasite, the Maximum, which they added the Maximum for the anime.
Okay, I was wondering, man. I was looking for this thing and I was like, I can't find it. And then I was like, I saw this one and you told me the name of it and I was like, is this the right one? I don't know. And I just watched it. So, and I'm glad that you confirmed that, that I watched the right one
Yeah.
because I was like, we're gonna be talking about two different
No, don't worry.
animes, Joe Angel.
I got some notes and I got some facts that we're getting to later that will explain all these
Okay.
changes or add-ons.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess what? Can I start with the synopsis?
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna just do this real quick. This will be
Fastest
faster than
synopsis
it's
ever.
ever been. Okay. An unsuspecting high school student, Shinichi, is attacked by a creature that burrows into his arm. He comes to learn that this being, a parasite, is now part of him.
Boom. That's
Boom.
it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the
That's
episode.
it. That's the whole thing. Right? Isn't that solid? Like, I was like, dude, that's
Hell
exactly what
yeah.
happened in the episode.
Oh, dude, it is so crazy. Like, because this is actually like a very popular like manga and anime.
Is it?
Yeah, horror esque.
Okay,
Like,
cool,
it's
cool.
so like popular
Uh-huh.
and got a following.
I can see why, man. Like it starts fast. The first scene is this guy who like opens up his face. It's like a lady and a man like standing next to each or standing across from each other, and his face opens up like a Demogorgon
Yeah.
from Stranger Things,
Oh
right?
yeah.
He's got his flower, right? His flower face opens up, and he just straight up chomps
I
her
wonder
head
if the
off, and I'm like,
creators like watched this.
whoa!
They're like, hey, we're gonna reference this in our show.
I bet so. I mean, like, dude, it is a really freaky thing to happen, and I was just like watching this. I'm thinking, I mean, I don't know what year this came out, but it's some pretty good inspiration. I feel like there was some stuff inspired by it and stuff that inspired this. We'll get
Oh
into it later,
yeah.
though.
Like,
What year is this? What year did this come out?
so the manga, as always, and when there's an anime, there's a manga,
Of
and the
course.
manga came out in 1988
Whoa.
and ran all the way to 1995, bro.
Wow. Okay.
It
Dude.
was a long running one.
Yeah, that's a pretty long run.
So when it came out in Kodansha's, which is another like publishing company in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in their morning open mag from '88 till about '89, and then it changed to a different one called Monthly Afternoon, and that ran from 1990 to '95. So
Okay.
that was like over there in Japan. Like it was still Kodashin's company, but they just kind
Mm-hmm.
of changed which magazine it went out in.
And so then later on, a production company gets a hold of this and comes out with the anime. How long between the end of the manga to the anime?
So the anime came out. It aired in Japan, coincidentally enough, in October
Uh-huh.
of 2014.
Oh wow, dude, that's like what is that, like 20 years or 18 years later? Something
Somewhere
like that.
around
Yeah,
there.
that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a pretty long one, but there's like even with that. So going back to the manga real quick, when it came to America, when it got like translated, it went through three different publications. So when
Mm-hmm.
it first came to America, it went to Tokyo Pop, which was a American publication that did a lot of manga back in the day.
Okay.
But whenever they kind of like shut down, it moved over to Del Rey Manga, and then from Del Rey, it went to Kodashin's USA company. So they're the ones that like took it over to release it in English and stuff like that. But also too with the manga, since it was so popular, they years later they got a group of manga artists and they did kind of two like tribute mangas almost,
Uh-huh.
which one was called Neo Parasite M
Mm-hmm.
and Neoparasite F. And the M and the F stand for male and female. So the Neoparasite M was a bunch of manga male artists that made their own like little one shot tributes that were using the ideas. And then Neoparasite F was a bunch of female manga artists. Same thing. Got together, made tributes and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But there was also a spin-off, like an actual spin-off
Mm-hmm.
called Parasite Riverside, which is by Morare Ota, which he also contributed to Parasite, Neo Parasite M. Oh, and by the way, this was all created by Hitoshi Iwaki.
Okay.
That was
The
the guy who
original.
brought us Parasite, the original guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I guess you're gonna get into why it's called the Maxim. Is that part of this whole thing too?
yeah.
This story?
The
Okay, go ahead.
story,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
they just kind of like changed it. They added the maximum in the anime because when the anime got, like I said, it aired in Japan in 2014, and it was produced by Madhouse and VAP, Forecast Communications. Those were all the production companies, and it was directed by Kenichi Shimizu. He was the director for the anime.
Okay. Dude.
And then the
Go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
but he did a really good job like bringing this manga to like animation, to giving it life almost, doing the scenes like even from this first episode, like opening up
Dude.
on that scene of a death is like, oh yeah, this is gonna be crazy.
Dude, yeah, I wrote down. This started fast. It's like
Yeah.
immediately I'm already in it. It's already gory. It's already freaky. Something is happening. It was that was the first scene, and then they cut straight to the intro. The what do you call it? What do we call those? The
Uh
credits or
yeah, the intro credits. It's usually you'll hear them say like OP, like the songs. They'll kind of
hmm
re-reference as OP. Which the first song that we hear as soon as we watch a woman die, it kicks off into a
hmm
song called "Let Me Hear" by Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
That's what they're called.
That's what they're
Man,
called, Fear and Loathing in Las
dude,
Vegas. Yep.
that's a great name for a great band with a great opening song. I'm telling you, Joe Angel, I wrote down that this is probably my favorite intro song that we've heard so far. Like I liked all the music so far,
Yeah.
but this one, I mean, I already like hardcore metal, like and
Oh yeah.
screamo, and dude, I was like, man, this is really good. Like
Uh,
I want to look these guys up, man. It's solid, and it also makes it, there's a monster, there's some kind of parasite, some kind of thing, and then the fact that they're using these like this specific type of music lends itself to what we're about to get into. Like really like that kind of like monstrous, gurgly screamo voice that's going on.
yeah.
Oh, dude. And the
Oh
music
yeah,
was
dude. It was
great.
awesome.
Gosh.
Like even in like the music too, just like the composition and stuff during the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Like when we get into like there's some dubstep that comes in the
Yeah, hey,
background.
I wrote that down.
It's
I
like, yo,
wrote
this
that
is
down,
awesome.
dude. I wrote that down because it was like there were some crazy things happening, and I think he's about to have this battle, with this other like what do we call them? What are they? What are they?
Uh,
We don't
so
know. We can't
yeah.
tell.
First
You can't.
episode, we don't know. We don't know what they are. Like even
I
like
like
during like that
this.
whole like intro scene, when he's like getting attacked by it, they're trying to figure out. Like even that thing too, when like when they go to
Hmm.
it, waking up and
Uh-huh.
it's his hands just like reading. Like he's
Yeah.
trying to figure out what it is itself because
So
it itself doesn't know what it is. He's like,
this
"Where
is
are you?"
this is our main character, Shinichi, right?
Uh,
Shinichi, is that how we say it? He's
yeah,
he's the one that's
Shinichi.
kind of he's been like I think what was it? I think what's the name of this episode? Metamorphosis
Yeah,
or something like
Metamorphosis.
that. Something comes to him in the night, and it's the freakiest thing ever. Like he's just asleep, and it's like this little like caterpillar worm thing, and it jumps into his arm. And come to find out, like it was trying to take over his brain, but it only took over his arm, and he was able to like keep it just in his arm. So it's like his hand has a mind of its own now.
Yeah, and I mean that whole scene too. Like, who hasn't woken up in the middle of the night to feel something crawling on them?
Oh,
Like, I saw that,
dude.
I was like, and I felt like the shivers run down my spine. I was like,
Uh,
oh, I woken up and felt something just crawling and freaked out that way
man,
too. So
yeah,
I
dude.
get it. I get it, Sunichi.
I think I had a scorpion on me one time in like some camp, like living in, or staying in some bunkhouse, and oh, dude, that's the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
And so the and then it
It's a
gets into his
whole
arm
nother
and
type of
burrows in.
fear, man.
It really is. It's tapping into something like too freaky. So yeah, we find him kind of like fighting this thing. This thing we don't know what it is. I think we see at the end that it came down from the sky. So I'm thinking it's probably alien. I'm not sure, but it's like it
Yeah.
has a mouth. It has like it's taking over his hands. His hand is like mutating into like all kinds of stuff. He could like it splits into two. I mean, it is.
Oh, dude, it's
It
like,
it, be- it
doesn't it
ge- it
remind
becomes
you of the thing a
sloppy.
little bit?
Yeah, it does. It really does. And you know what else it reminds me of? And I don't know if you'll even know this movie, but there was a movie that came out called, it was in the 90s. It was called Idle Hands.
Yes, I
Eh,
do remember that.
Do you
But
remember?
dude, yes, I
This
remember
is what
that
this,
movie.
but you know what? That Idle Hands movie is like a comedy. It's stupid,
Oh yeah,
but it's also like a supposedly quote unquote scary movie. This is kind of like, it's kind of serious. It's not serious, but like, it doesn't feel as comedic because it could play really comedic
yeah.
because, and it does here and there, but it's more freaky and gory than anything else.
Oh yeah, this is like kind of body gore, horror type stuff. I guess
Hmm.
to Americanize it, I guess this good way to like get a feel of it is a combination of The Thing and Idle Hands. Like,
Yeah,
just think of
yeah.
those two movies together, and that's kind of the feel of this anime.
Dude, when it first shows up, what happened? Like he's like laying down, he wakes up the next morning after this happens, and he thinks it's just a dream, and then something's talking to him. He's like, "Hey, we messed up," or something like that. And he's like, "What?" And he answers back to it, and like, and it's freaked out because nobody's there, and he's just like half awake, half asleep, thinking he's dreaming. Oh, dude, that gets me. I'm like, that is freaky, dude.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
the whole
and
thing. Yeah, especially like if you live alone, just doing that,
oh
like
my
you're not
gosh.
fully awake and you're just hearing
Yeah.
somebody talk and you're answering, and then the realization comes like, wait a minute, nobody's here.
No, nobody's there. And then like later on he finally the this monster thing like transforms his hand, and it's got like two little eyeballs on his fingers, and like his other little fingers become like tiny hands, and he's having a conversation with this thing. Did you ever see Ah Real Monsters? Yeah, that
Oh
cartoon Ah
yeah,
Real
dude.
Monsters.
Yeah, the
I,
little
I
one
wrote
with
that
the
out.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's what it looks like. That's why I was kind of like thinking like which one influenced who? This All Real Monsters character. He's got the
Yeah.
big mouth and the eyes are on this. I was like, this is straight up
Oh,
out of
real
that
monster.
show, or
Yeah.
either that show is out of this show. I don't know what when All Real Monsters was out and when this manga came out, but I felt like some similarities going on there.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it came over to the states. It aired on Adult Swim in once again October of 2015.
This did or
This did, yeah, this show. Like this
no
show
way.
when it got translated and stuff, it aired on Adult Swim in October of 2015.
Okay, so on all the Adult Swim stuff, they were all dubbed, right? Like it's not subtitled.
Yeah. All the Adult Swim stuff they're dubbed. Um,
Okay.
usually this
I
one I
thought
think probably would have been like in the later part, like closer to midnight type stuff. Like probably when it came on in the time block.
I like the voice actors on this. I There was somebody on here though. I think her name is Yuko, or we only meet her just a little bit,
Yeah.
but she has the most. I wrote down the most normal anime voice I'd ever heard. She was like a regular sound. Like usually
Yeah.
most of these girls come in and they have this kind of like really like high pitch kind of like I
Yeah,
don't
like
know,
a
like
super
sexy
girly girl
baby.
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But she had like just like a regular old voice, and I was like, huh, this is the first time I've heard like a regular sounding,
First anime.
yeah, in an anime. Like I was like, she's almost too normal.
Too normal. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess she's like his wingman because even after, because like even in that scene when we first meet her,
Hmm.
it's because he is once again idle hand.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He grabbed the or girl's
Oh, what's oh.
chest and she
Uh,
smacked
you
him.
know what? Yeah, I had a way to put that rated G, bro. Like
Yeah,
he straight up fondles her. Like his idle hand. I mean, it's
yeah,
just well, we come to find out the hand is like having to learn stuff. So I'm guessing like this is some sort of science experiment. Like I've got to figure out what this is all about. Because then
yeah.
we later find out he's like asleep and this his arm is like spaghetti noodles all the way across the ground and is like reading all the books and learning, is on the computer looking up stuff,
I can't remember.
learning English.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't remember which
uh,
Saw movie it was, but there's one
mhm.
where like one of the guys had to like put his hand in the saw because they had to collect a certain amount of
Oh,
blood, and when he
yeah,
pulled it
yeah,
out,
yeah.
like his whole arm was split down the middle.
Yeah,
That
oh my
scene when his
gosh.
hands like reading and it's
Oh, I
spread out like
remember
that,
that.
that's what that reminded me of.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
freaky,
dude,
dude.
it was so freaky.
This it is super freaky. I wrote down that my original synopsis was J Lo comes over and takes over Shinichi's hand, bro, and she's looking for more than just taco kisses. If you know, you know.
If
If
you
you
know,
know,
you
you
know, bro.
know.
Bro, they're still going. It's hilarious that they're still
Oh,
on.
they are still. I mean, I remember eighth grade, man, eighth grade, and I
Yeah,
was watching. I
dude.
was like, that was a long time ago. Anyway, I wrote that down.
Anyways,
The other thing I wrote down is, have I been making my bacon and eggs all wrong, bro?
oh yeah, dude, the food amazing.
It's so good. The mom fries bacon. Picture this in your mind. She's got two strips of bacon. They're nearly done fried, and then she throws like two over easy eggs on top of the bacon and like just kind of like finishes it out that way. So then when she takes it off, it's like the bacon is underneath the two. I've never seen anything
Kind of
like
like
that.
semi cooked into the egg.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, wait, what? You could do that? why, 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 why have I not learned
Dude,
this?
we're learning stuff every day in this anime.
So, okay, we see this worm thing take over this our protagonist Shinichi, but then we kind of find out that I mean, there's also another guy that we see at the very beginning. He's obviously been taken over properly. Like it's taken over his head, his brain, and he's out there eating people and like shape shifting kind of. And then we see another instance with a dog who's been taken
Oh
over.
man, I would say
Oh, dude.
if you love animals and you like dogs, this is gonna be a hard one to watch.
Yeah, just like in general all the way through, but or just
Oh,
this scene
well,
because
this scene
I
too,
mean
in particular, at the end,
I
yeah.
mean that dog is eating that other dog, straight up just chomping a hot dog.
Straight up Animal Kingdom stuff, man.
Yeah, 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 and he's like semi talking to him, and it's kind of they do have this funny exchange because Shinichi's like, please don't talk to me, dog. Like
Yeah.
he's like, don't like be a dog
His
and
whole
talk to
thing
me.
too, like it ends up like he's kind of just accepted it, and his whole thing is just
Yeah.
his hand, not having his hand talk in public because he doesn't want people to think he's crazy.
Yeah, and I guess everybody else like would be able to hear it too. It's not like
Yeah.
just like talking in his brain, in his head, like you would think. No, it's out loud talking, having this conversation,
Oh yeah.
and it's got like this kind of womanly voice, and he's just kind of trying to stifle the hand from being like crazy and doing whatever it wants. And so he's even threatening to like chop it off or killing it.
Oh yeah.
But
He's like,
the
it's just hey, I'm a cut you off, so I don't have to deal with you. And then the thing comes back and he's like, well, if you chop me off, I die, and you lose your hand. It's like it's not
Yeah,
good for either of us.
yeah. I'm like, oh, dude, I thought about it for a second. I was like, you just thinking about this. If this were to happen to me, like in real life, and like every day, and I had this thing happen in my hand, and it's like taking over, and I don't know.
Could you do it? Could you chop it off?
I mean, if James Franco can cut his hand off in 127 hours with a butter knife, bro,
Oh,
I
easy.
definitely, I'm spooning this thing off of me. I'm like, slam it in the door.
Slam it in the door.
Something, man, because it's too freaky.
Oh,
It's too freaky. I was say, but okay, so like going back to the music, man. Like they go back and he's about to have this battle with that dog he sees,
yeah,
and there's like the dubstep music
yeah. The
changes,
dubstep
and
just kicks in. You're like, oh snaps! It's about
oh,
to get real.
we're about to have a full on battle, and I thought it was gonna be a full on battle. But the hand just straight up like Mortal Kombat finish move, bro. Like
Oh, straight
rips out.
scorpion, dog.
Yeah, yeah, Squirky. Yeah, he didn't even have to leave. The dog like grew wings and starts flying, and Shinichi's just on the ground, and his arms, yeah, straight up Mortal Kombat Scorpion whips out the dog's heart, just like wow.
Straight fatality move right off the bat.
It was like one move. I was like, oh, that's the whole battle. A
I
straight
know.
up heart rip, just like rip the heart out.
Oh yeah, but yeah, dude, that whole like scene with the dog when it started growing wings, I was like,
Dude,
yo, this dude is crazy. Like coming
yeah,
up with ideas and just like half of the show, half of the like when I started reading the manga to you, I was all like, yo, man,
uh-huh.
this dude was like
What is he even?
crazy.
Yeah, it is really out there. Like, I mean, but also I really love the transformation stuff, like the way it all looks.
Yeah.
When the guy's face opens up, when his hand just transforms into other things, even when the dog like transforms, like it really reminded me of Akira. You know how.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the way they kind of like he kind of bubbles up and kind of starts bursting and popping around. It's like the illustration and animation style is really good. It's like really nice. It doesn't look like it's like glossed over. They really spent some time on it.
Yeah, no, the animation was really good with the fighting sequence,
Yes.
transformation sequence, and
Hmm.
even like the back and forth stuff too. Because we go back and forth a lot in this first episode.
Yeah,
Like it does a
they
lot of
really do.
time jumps and changes.
Hmm. And I'm guessing it comes to a head. I don't know. I'm guessing just me, since I don't know anything about it. They're gonna become. I mean, he's gonna have to learn to live with his hand, you know. But then this alien thing that's in his arm like kills this other alien thing that's living in a dog, and there's obviously more around. So I'm guessing they're gonna have some sort of like it didn't like the fact that I don't know why it attacked him. So it like I
Yeah.
wonder if they're gonna like have this kind of like I don't know where we go from this actually, Joe and Joy. I don't know. The first episode, that's it. Like that, I think it ends on him just like, did you just rip that dog's heart out? He's like, yeah, sure did.
Yeah, it
Ding, ding,
ends
ding,
like
ding,
the
ding.
way it ends after that fight. It ends with him like because it's saying like, "Hey, yeah, there's probably more that we're probably gonna
Yeah,
have to fight and kill." And Sonichi's talking to the hand, being like, "Are you like not sad? Like that was somebody like of your kind.
yeah.
Like you got
Uh-huh,
no
uh-huh.
sympathy for this thing." But then at the end, we jump to like 2 days prior, once again to a murder scene. But this time it's
Yep.
just I think it's a serial killer that's just killing this lady,
Oh, dude,
and
yeah, I
then
forgot about
we
that
see
part.
it falling down from space, which
Mm-hmm.
indicates are they aliens? Are they from space? But the way
Yeah,
they
yeah,
fall down, like the way they look, like the little
yeah.
egg
The little
virus looking thing,
yeah.
looked a little bit like COVID to me. I don't know.
You know what? It did. Holy crap! Yeah, it's got this little ball, and it's got the little like
Yeah, the
furry
little
things all
prongs
the
and
way
stuff.
around it.
Yeah,
It did. Oh
I
my
was like, I saw that. I
gosh,
was like,
Joe
yo,
and
hold on, hold on,
Joe.
hold on. Did he predict COVID? What happened?
Oh my gosh, it's
Is
coming down
COVID
from the
actually these
sky.
parasites?
I mean, I don't know what my hand is doing when I'm asleep, like
Oh,
freaking
me
going out
neither.
and straight up murdering people. I don't know. I wouldn't put it by my idle hands.
But then again, like
Dude.
you know, and then at the end scene, we get our end credit song, which is just something lighthearted, something like
Yeah, it
chill,
really is.
like a chill,
Yeah,
lighthearted vibe.
it was chill. I kind of needed it. You know, I think they knew it. They were like, okay, you just witnessed the craziest show and the freakiest things. So here's a little mind wash for you. I need
Yeah,
a
here's a
little,
little light thing.
a little pick me up, you
It'll
know?
pick me up. Yeah. Well, that song was called "It's the Right Time" by Daichi
Mm.
Miura.
I like the music, man. I liked most of the music throughout the whole thing. There was a point at the very beginning with like some of the like the little I think there was like a weird piano that I was kind of like, I'm not big into that. But when they did the whole dubstepping thing, the intro
Yeah.
music, the outro music, I loved all the decisions made on that. It was super fun.
Oh yeah, it's music's always good, and I always love the music and compositions they
Uh,
come up with.
I'm I'm definitely gonna look up that one in the very beginning.
Oh yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Jojo.
that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Go ahead.
Fair Loading. I wrote it down already. Before you even ask me, Joe Angel. Before you even ask me, you know. How about this? I'm gonna ask you: Is
Ask
there a
me.
live action? Is there a live action on this anime?
So let's get into live action stuff, guys.
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh,
mean,
uh-huh,
we got the thing. We got Idle Hands. They could totally
uh-huh.
do this in live action.
I think they could.
And back in the year 2005,
No way.
New Line Cinema had the rights to this movie.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
And they had it like set up to where they were going to make it.
uh-huh.
They hired, all right, this, it wasn't just, hey, we're going to ask them. No, they had hired the director of The Grudge to direct their
Oh
movie.
my gosh.
But
Yeah.
like for some reason, every studio that has the rights to anime back in the day, they never fully
They
went with it.
they just squash it. You
They
know,
just
that
watched it.
is it's 2005. I'm trying to think what CGI looked like back then. Is that like
What was that? See, was
hmm
that Tobey Maguire Spider Man?
Spider-Man? Yeah, I was gonna say Spider-Man back
Spider
then. I
Man?
mean,
Yeah.
they had some of the technology to do it. It may be it's kind of far-fetched. I'm trying to think what it looks like when we watch this in real life and you see his
Yeah.
hand morphing from one thing to another. Because in Idle Hands or there's another one. I'm trying to think of another one where
I
his
mean,
hand is
even in
alive.
the thing they used, they actually used like prosthetics and like robotics and stuff like that. So I
Uh-huh,
think
uh-huh.
just if they could just get with them, like get the
Yeah,
studio, get the guys that help with the thing, they probably New Line probably could have
and
done this.
it could
It
have
would have been
figured it out.
possible. Yeah.
I mean, so does that mean you think New Line still owns it and they could probably come out with it later? Especially after we've seen the popularity of One Piece. It's
Oh
done
yeah,
really
One
well.
Piece got
The
hyped.
live action. Yeah, the One Piece live action
I
did
watched it in
super
one
well.
sitting, bro.
I mean, that's how good it was.
That's so
And a
good,
lot of
bro.
people,
Good as stuff. Sadly, no, because New Line lost the rights to
oh
Parasite.
my,
But
hmm.
since they lost it, it got picked up by a Japanese studio called Toho, and they
Okay,
actually
okay.
did make two
No.
part movies live action of this show.
When did this come out? Like, is that?
So the first part came out in November 2014, and then the second part came out in April of 2015.
Oh wow. So
So
like not even like they didn't even wait for the anime to like really pick up or
no, because by
you
that
know.
time, like the manga was already done, so they already had like the whole set, the whole script.
Yeah.
They knew how it ended and stuff like that, so they were
I
able to
wonder what
get
it
it, grab it, and go. And it looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
no
I
you re
watched it. I
okay.
watched the first
Oh, you
part.
watched it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean I gotta kind of see this. I mean it's probably gonna give me some spoilers, but that's all right. I think I
Some
wanna
spoilers. They kind of changed some stuff because like I said, it's a two-part movie, and with
hmm
that kind of stuff with screenwriting, you kind of got to cut some stuff, change some stuff up just so you can move along, with the storyline and stuff like that to make it more
So
kind of seamless
is
and stuff like that.
does he what does it look like with his hand that has a mouth on it and it's talking to him? Does it
It actually looks pretty good. Like the CGI isn't that bad.
uh-huh.
It's like
Yeah.
it's for 2014. It's like really good CGI.
I gotta see this. I gotta see what it looks like with his hand, like with eyeballs on its fingers, and so
Yeah, dude, it looked really good. Dog. Like I'm not gonna
it's
lie, I enjoyed it. I was like, yo, this is a good adaptation.
and is it still scary and freaky and stuff?
Yeah, it's still kind of freaky. It's still kind of like because it's more of kind of making it real that hey, there are parasites that actually live in the world, and this is something that
Mm-hmm.
could actually happen.
Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah,
for
yeah.
okay, I will say I will say this.
Go
For
ahead.
some reason, I don't know why the dad's not in the live action.
Huh.
like he was in the manga and the
Weird.
anime, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they chose to do that, but I don't know. Who knows?
That is weird. Maybe they couldn't get a good casting or something.
Maybe, I don't know. But guess what?
What?
Netflix is making another live adaptation.
No way.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
going to be from a film production in South Korea. So it'll be
you
like a
think it's
K
gonna
drama version of
okay, so
this show.
you think it'll be like a series or like an actual movie?
I think this one's actually going to be a series because they announced it in August of last year, and it's actually going to be the director who directed Train to Busan. He's going to be directing it.
Oh snap, dude, that's perfect.
Yeah,
So I mean, so it's that popular. Like this is not just like good. It's like it's that
no,
popular.
that's
Like,
like got a pretty popular fan base. Yeah, like Parasite's a pretty good one when it comes to horror, when it comes to like gore. Just
mm-hmm.
because I mean, you saw this first episode, it's
It's wild.
crazy.
Yeah, it is wild. It is wild. And it's like the concept of it is so, I mean, like most of these animes are. I mean, like I'm always blown away about how original or how like yeah, just how like creative the concepts are. They're just so like and they're so full of like content, so much they could just play with, and it doesn't feel derivative of any, at all. It's just like I could see this, going on and making, they can make a movie out of it, they can make a show out of it, a series. It all makes sense. It's pretty solid, Joe Angel.
Yeah, it's really solid. It's really good. I like it. Like I said, I started reading the manga. The manga is pretty really good. I will say there is like little differences like in the manga and in the anime. Shinichi in the anime wears glasses, but in the manga,
Hmm.
he didn't wear glasses, and he doesn't wear glasses in
Oh.
the live action either. So I don't know why they
Hmm.
chose to put glasses on him in the anime. I guess it was just like
That's weird.
I don't know. It was kind of a weird choice.
That is weird. I guess I don't know. Yeah, why did they do that? But boy, I tell you what, this boy got that strong pimp hand, by the way. That the pimp hand is strong on Shinichi.
Oh
I
yeah.
was I'm just wondering, like, I just thought that maybe does he tell me this? I mean, you can go ahead, no spoilers, not spoilers, and whatever. Is he like gonna fight crime of some sort? I mean, because technically that hand is pretty powerful. Like he tries to stab it and cut it off, and his hand caught the knife, broke it, and then threw it like so hardcore. Like it's super powerful.
Not crime necessarily, just other
Just
parasites.
fight. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense then. That makes sense.
Think of like a
What?
kind of tournament of power type thing.
Uh,
They're just he's on the radar now, and now everybody's like gunning for him almost.
okay. Yeah. Dude, this show is pretty dang fun. And I like the art style. I thought that looked really good. I like the music. I love the story. I'm always in for a scary it's is it scary though? It's more I wrote down it's more freaky or gory than it is like actually
It'll
scary.
probably be like kind of thriller esque, kind of like
Yeah.
suspenseful. Because all in all, it is kind of like how the thing was. Because the thing wasn't like horror. It was more of
Yeah.
like scary, suspenseful. Because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know who was real and who was an alien. It's
Yeah.
that type of feel to it in the show. Like he doesn't really know. Well, in the show, the hand knows. Hey, there's another one in front of us. It can sense
Mm-hmm.
other ones, but it's just the fact that anybody could be one. It's like crazy.
Okay.
All right. Well, taking all this into account, all this idle hands, all these things,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
where are
mm-hmm,
you ranking this on your anime
uh,
list, Sal? How
okay,
many
I
hands are
mean,
you chopping off for
how,
this?
I'm gonna chop off. I'm gonna chop off neither hands. I'm gonna keep both of them because I need them to find this really hard, hard to find on my Apple TV, Joe Angel. Thanks a lot for sending me on a goose chase. But I needed all my hands for all my remotes to try to find Parasite. I don't even know what I watched it on. I think I watched it on Hulu.
Yeah, it's
I
on
think I may
Hulu.
have watched it on
Yeah.
Hulu, but man, yeah, I give it 6 hands. Give myself 6 extra hands because I'm watching this show. I'm gonna finish it out. Like honestly, I mean, because how many episodes is it?
So this
It's like probably
it has. Let me see. Hang on. Let me go through my note. Let's see. Yada yada yada. Gosh.
It didn't seem like a lot. I think it was like 50, or am I maybe no, or less, because it was like because they were dubbed and subbed. Because
Yeah,
hey, by the way, right?
yeah. There's dub and sub, which is kind of weird. So the way Hulu kind of does their stuff is
Mm-hmm.
they have it dubbed and sub. But when you look,
Yeah,
so like when you look at their list, it's like, oh hey, there's like 50 episodes. But
it's
when
like
you go, it's
no,
just like, oh no, it's just a dub episode and a sub episode.
and this so it's yeah, it's actually 25 episodes,
Yeah,
not
it's
50.
25. Yeah,
Yeah, but it was I did something I never did before. I've never done before was I went back and watched like most of the first episode in the subtitle just because I wanted to hear the voices,
yeah.
and they were pretty good. They were pretty
How'd
dead
you
on,
feel?
like
How'd you
going
feel?
back and forth. I felt pretty good about it. I was like, hey, these are not bad, except for Yuko's voice is like very kind of lazy in a good way,
In a good
normal
way. Yeah. Normal, the normal one.
in the yeah, in the dub version, but like for the most part, I mean, even the monstrous hand on his hand, like it's pretty well, translated. So I give this one 6 hands, Joe Angel. I love it, and I'm watching it.
6 hands up. There you go,
Yep.
man.
6 hands all up. Everybody,
Six
everybody,
hands
put your hands
all
up.
up. Well, real quick before we end off this episode, since we have started this, we've been doing this for a while now.
Hmm.
Out of all the animes we've covered, Sal,
Hmm.
has which one have you actually gone back and watched? It
Ooh.
continued.
Okay, I continued Ghost Stories. We did
Okay.
that one like very beginning. I have continued um let's see here. I'm trying to think. I haven't gone back to Zom 100, but I definitely am. I went back to Housing Complex C, which we're doing for Halloween, and it's another one of those scary ones. I've gone back to Fire Force, definitely watching Fire Force, and I think that maybe there is one that we haven't talked about yet. I don't want to get any spoilers, but I've gone back to that one too.
No. Okay.
Well, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's there are some ladies involved, but go on. Yes, I've gone back to
Yeah.
I've gone back to them. Of course, like I only have like 20 minutes a day to
Yeah.
myself. The rest of it's me working and sleeping. So I
Yeah.
gotta watch these very sparingly. Sparingly. I have just enough time to catch most of it. I'm skipping through the intro and the outro.
Yeah. Well, have you thought about the ones have they changed your thoughts changed on them so far from your
They've only
initial
gotten I think they've only gotten better, except for one of them. And I don't know if I want to go ahead and spoil it right now. Do you mind?
go for
Let's
it?
just say, I mean, it has to do with the ladies one.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and say it? Like we watched Sailor Moon,
Okay. Yeah.
and I mean that was the only one that I'm kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I might go to because they redid it. They redid it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah.
that's the only one. The rest of them, dude, they only get better and better as I watch them. They only get better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially
Well,
Ghost Stories.
yeah.
Holy crap. Go
Dude,
go
Ghost
back and
Story. I
watch.
tell you, Ghost
If you
Stories is
if you have
amazing, dude. That's
dude,
hilarious.
if you haven't listened to our podcast on Ghost Stories, or if you haven't seen Ghost Stories, I would say that's probably, yeah, I tell you this, that's probably the one that I would recommend anybody and everybody to go watch. Like it's not a problem. Like it's not far-fetched. Like some of these are like, okay, these are freaky. This is weird. This is
Yeah.
creepy. Ghost Stories is freaking hilarious, and I think anybody would love it. So just saying.
Oh yeah, there you go, man. I mean, Ghost Story
Straight.
is a good one to watch. It's definitely a hilarious one to watch too as well.
Hmm.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Once again, thank you for joining us on our podcast. Also, always remember to leave a comment, drop a like, let us know what you would like us to watch or cover and stuff like that. Also, be able to make sure to go check out our Instagram and our TikTok at
Hmm.
Anime Pod because we upload clips and little hints here and there to our next episodes that we cover, but also we'll give
Yeah.
you updates and stuff like that too as well. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. Sayonara.
Peace.